Hello, everybody out there on YouTube. My name is Forever King 116, and I'm here today to talk to you about the Smallville episode. Kent. With this episode, I really liked it, but there was a couple of problems. We seen Ultraman again in this episode, and it was good seeing him the first time, but I think this time, the second time, it wasn't as entertaining as it was the last time I seen him. Uh, Here we go again with Clark. Not doing his motherfucking job once again, and Ultraman ends up coming to the other reality once again, and it kind of felt like we already did this. We already did this whole thing again. We already seen Ultraman already. Like there wasn't nothing else you could have used this episode for. But it is what it is. To me, this episode was kind of close to how I felt about Lazarus, just because of the Jonathan Kent part when he sat there was talking to Clark, and you know Clark started to say all these things that only Jonathan Kent has said or has heard from his father. So it's like weird hearing it coming from Clark because they all think Clark is Ultraman. So it was powerful stuff that he was talking to him about, and I love to see Jonathan Kent and Clark interact with each other because it feels like a Superman thing. It felt like a Superman thing. It is always gonna feel like a Superman thing. Just like with Lazarus, when Clark had on his shirt, that picnic basket shirt, and Jonathan Kent's over there fixing the fixing the what you call it, the fence, and it felt like a Superman moment. Clark dead looked like Clark, and Jonathan Kent was Jonathan Kent, and I felt like it was just a Superman thing right there. Every time they talk is like a Superman thing to me. I believe. Like every time you look at their conversations, it's like it. I feel like it inspires Clark to be more than he is. I think every time he talks to Jonathan Kent, Clark pushes on more and more to his destiny, and I feel like every time I see them talk is good. And I miss seeing Jonathan Kent, so it's like it was kind of like great to see him again. I wasn't expecting him in that episode, actually, to tell you the truth, until I seen like the preview when he kicked him out of the chair, which I thought was funny as shit, because when he kicked him out the fucking chair, I thought he was gonna beat the shit out of him. I thought he was gonna beat the shit out of Jonathan. I thought Jonathan Kent was gonna beat the shit out of Clark. But with this episode, Ultraman comes back. He does the same thing he did last Ultraman not last episode, in the Luther episode. He comes back to the alternate reality, tries to make a life for himself to get away from Lionel. Now in this one, he comes to the alternate reality, but he goes looking for Lionel because he notices that Lionel is in this reality. So he figures out that Lionel's in this reality. He wants to go kill Lionel, so because he feels like if he doesn't get rid of Lionel, he'll never be free. Which is not true, but he fucked this shit up and messed up, the reality he was already in. So he trying to look for a new life, a new home. So Lois is the first to see Ultraman, but she doesn't know this is Ultraman. She thinks this is Clark. So Clark is like, Ultraman is playing the lovey-dovey thing, telling her how cute she is, blinding her to what you know how that shit is. Clark can say, "Jump in the air, Lois," and get stuck, and Lois will make sure she find a way to jump in that air and get stuck in it, just because Clark said that shit. And it was just like she was blushing and all that, which I'm so happy that they getting married. Cause at first I was like, this match was a little bit rushed, and this should have took. They should have used season 9 for all this instead of using season 10 to do the marriage thing. But I still enjoyed it. Um, Lois notices that that's not Clark. That's Ultraman. She caught on faster than fucking Tess did. Well, I wouldn't expect nothing different because she's been living around Clark for years. So it's like, well, for like a couple of years. So it's like she knows when Clark is Clark and when somebody else is Clark. She knows. So I was kind of excited about that. I was kind of happy that she didn't fall stupid like most females do. Not like fucking Lana that sit there and fucking have sex with the nigga. We all remember this shit. We all remember that shit. I was so tight, yo. When she fucking had sex with Bizarro, even though Bizarro is a split image of Clark, that's a phantom. I was tight. I was like, yo, she dead had sex with this nigga, yo. She dead ass gave up the nookie. She gave that shit all up. She didn't even question it. She just gave it up. That's how I knew this bitch didn't love Clark. Over here talking that shit. Oh, I love you, Clark. I'd do anything for Clark. Fuck out of here. She knew deep down inside that bitch wanted to take Bizarro over Clark. She knew it. But she tried to play the innocent role and shit. I knew Clark was tight when he found out that they was having sex, so I know he was tight. I'd have been tight too, nigga. That's the same bed we sleep in. You having sex with a phantom? I don't care if the nigga look like me. You better know. That shit was crazy, yo. That bitch did not know Clark. And I'm so glad Lois is not that way. At least she know who the fuck Clark is. So I was like, when she caught on to who the fuck Ultraman was, I was clapping my fucking hand the whole fucking time. I was just clapping, cause she ain't no dumb bitch. She ain't dumb. You ain't gonna catch her slipping. Fuck out of here. She ain't stupid like that. She ain't Lana. Lana dumb ass. Yo, I'm sorry people, but that shit got me tight. Yo, I dead watched Smallville. The whole first season all the way up to now. And I was like, Lana, she couldn't have loved Clark, son. The things that she pulled with this nigga was not, I don't know. I don't know. The shit that, yo, I don't know. They spent a lot of time on Lana with that shit, but I'll just let it refrain from Lana, yo. Yo, one day I'm just gonna make a review saying, yo, a bunch of shit about, yo, you can't, yo, there's like tens of millions of things that Lana has fucking done and that Clark has dealt with that nobody should have to deal with, yo. Nobody, but I'll say that for a video to bash Lana. Because I think that she's the worst character that ever had stepped foot in Smallville. First time, she was alright. The first 2 seasons, she was good. She was fine. And I was like, after a while, you start to get annoyed with her, yo. But anyways, I was glad that Lois didn't fall for the trick. She automatically knew when Ultraman pushed the telescope and basically, had no kind of interest towards it. And she caught on right there and then. When she heard the sirens, she was just trying to get that nigga out the house so she could go call Tess. But I was clapping for Lois. I was clapping for her the whole time. You know, I don't even get along with the Lois thing, but I kind of like Lois at that time. So at this time, Ultraman is speeding over to fucking Tess. Now Tess fell for the shit. She fell for it. You know, she over here having a deep conversation with this nigga until like the end when he start doing shit like messing with the ring that's not there. And I don't know how she realized that the ring that wasn't there was Ultraman. I don't know how she caught on like that, but it took her longer than it took Lois. Because all he had to do was push that damn telescope. And she was like, no, no, you're not Clark. Clark is not here. The red lights went off in her head. Red and blue lights went off her head. She knew that nigga wasn't that nigga. But, Tess took forever. And Tess over here, second she seen Ultraman, she was horny as hell. You could tell. She all, oh, God, yo. Like, it's like, imagine if Ultraman was really your brother. You telling me, like, you still be having sex with the nigga? Yo, they be on some hillbilly shit in Smallville. Yo, they be on some hillbilly shit. You can't even lie. You can sit here and look at it. But before that, she was in love with Lex. She didn't know Lex was her brother. She didn't know none of that shit. But she was in love with Lex. Like, if Lex was, like, wasn't all fucked up, she would have had sex with Lex. Now, I don't know how dirty Lex is, if he would have, but the possibility that she could have tried to have sex with Lex, because you can't tell me that Lex put her in the head of, what threw the lights off in my head is when Lex made her CEO of his company. So, when I found out later that's his sister, that's when I started to be like, okay, Lex only did because they're family. He didn't do it because, you know, she's some random broad or anything like that. He did it because they family. And he felt like he could trust her. So, better to have a Luther run it than not. So, but every time she sit there and fucking flirting with Ultraman, it feels weird. Even though that's Clark, like, even though if you switch the roles, it's Clark Kent, whatever. To me, it's weird because that's your brother in the alternate reality. You slept with your brother in the alternate reality, even though you're adopted. Even though you're adopted, you still slept with him. I don't know. I don't know what part of the game that was. I don't. I don't know what part of the game they playing, but that shit is over and done. That shit should be over and done with. Um. Then what happens? What happens after that? She finds out, you know. Then this nigga Ultraman is sending a gift to her office. You know, nice little dress, some shoes. You know, so she can get all pretty. I'm like, yo, you got. And here we go back to the hillbilly shit. Y'all niggas is over here fucking around. I was like, damn, man, you just cannot get enough of Ultraman, can you? You just nasty. It's something wrong with y'all niggas. There's something wrong with the Luthers, yo. For real. First, Lionel want, you know, somebody to kill him, which I found was weird. Like, wow, nigga, you want your children to kill you? What's wrong with you? That's what makes them a real Luther. If they killed me, I was like, that nigga bugged. Something wrong with that nigga. Then fucking Lex faking a pregnancy so a girl can stay with her. You got money. What is wrong with you? You got money. Hello? You got money. You ain't gotta do that. Find another girl. Forget Lana. She damaged. Lana is damaged. I was like, if anybody ought to try to get with on the whole show, I'm sorry. I'm a Chloe lover. I love Chloe. Chloe is that girl. I would put a lot. I totally understand why Jimmy like her. Cause you put a lot of faith in Chloe, and Chloe would never backstab you in a million years. And on top of that, when she first started Smallville, when you first seen the first 2 seasons, Chloe was way better looking than Lana. Hands down, she was better looking than Lana. So if anybody he should have been trying to get with, would have been Chloe. Anyways, like I said, Lana was damaged, and Tess wanted to make love to her siblings. Oh man, there's something wrong with this family. But but hey, what can you do? So Ultraman tries to get her to, find out where their father is at. They tracked him, and now Ultraman is not giving her an option. He says either you gonna find him or I'm gonna have to kill you. And he doesn't say it like that. He just says, "Look, I ain't fucking around. Do you see an S on this chest? Uh-uh. He not here. He in the other land. Stuck back there. You keep fucking around. I'll show you what this U is for. That shit stand for you gonna die. Fuck out of here. You keep fucking playing, you gonna die. That's what that U stand for. It don't stand for no fucking you. Ultraman stand for you gonna die. But yeah, he threatens her. Then Clark comes back finally from the other universe after he was taken from Jonathan Kent. And I thought when he seen the doctor, once he said, "Oh, doc," he said, "Oh, you brought me back." I thought he was gonna punch the doctor in the face for shortening his trip. But that's those are the craziest things that go through my brain. So I was kind of like thinking it, and I was like, imagine he after he said that, he go punch the doctor in the face for bringing him back so early. But Clark confronts Ultraman. Ultraman got Tess out of the damn window. Tess over here confessing her love and near death. And I was like, you nasty. You just nasty, Tess. You just get it where you get it. You just get it where you fit it, right? Nasty. Well, anyways, Clark saves Tess. Him and Ultraman. I thought they was gonna fight. I would have loved to see them fight. Ultraman kind of owned Clark like usual. Threw him through the thing and threw him to the wall, and then he started correcting his suit. Like, I make light work out of your stupid ass Clark Kent. Keep fucking around. And then what Clark do? He don't even fight. He go running. Scared little nigga, son. He just started running. So Ultraman, he don't run. He fly. He flew all the way to the fortress and caught Clark right there near the door and threw his ass in there. Clark gonna say some smart shit like, "Happy you could have made it." What kind of shit is that? Why would you even say that? You stupid. And now he tried to convert Ultraman into a good guy. Which last time I checked, you can't do that. Isn't Ultraman like a bad guy or something? Like, isn't he supposed to be bad? He's from an alternate universe. You can't change him. But Clark, he tries to change Ultraman and gets his fortress running. And I don't even remember Ultraman actually having a fortress, but I don't know too much about the Ultraman storyline, which I need to go check that out. because a lot of this stuff don't sound right to me. But yeah, he tried to convert Ultraman into like a good guy, and I was like, okay, whatever rocks his boat. Even though I was a little mad because Ultraman is a villain at heart. They from an alternate universe. Ultraman's the bad guy. Lex Luthor's the good guy. But anyways, 9 out of 10. I say that episode was good, just because of the Jonathan Kent conversation was one of the great conversations that they had. Him trying to prove to Jonathan Kent how good and strong he is was epic. Clark wearing his jacket at the end of that episode, epic. 'Cause I noticed the jacket right when he walked into the camera line. He got Jonathan Kent on jacket on. He got the jacket on. That's epic. That's epic right there. I was like, that is epic. I'm mad that they selling the farm. That's something that they shouldn't even be doing. But they probably gonna fix that later on down the line. Like I said, this episode was good. A couple of things I didn't understand. A couple of things I did. But like I said, it was a good episode. I liked the ending, but I don't understand why they selling the farm. That's one thing I didn't understand. I thought, they was gonna be there forever, but they probably gonna fix that with the last episode or whatever. Well, I'll see you in the next review. Stay tuned. Peace.